Hi, I'm Sue Krautbauer, and I'm passionate about helping midlife, mid-career, 30 to 50 somethings build out a plan to achieve their personal, entrepreneurial, or professional goals. I'm a digital equity champion, a connector, an advisor, a midtrepreneur, and a midlife mentor. This weekly vlog is intended to help you successfully navigate the challenges of midlife transition. Last week was all about the difference between having a vision and being a visionary. The key difference is mindset. A visionary takes specific action to make their vision become a reality. If you're a visionary, you don't do things for the sake of doing them. Rather, you make very calculated, strategic decisions which will succeed in fulfilling your vision. Over the past 14 or so weeks, I've addressed comfort zone, procrastination, imposter syndrome, stuckness, meh, and more. This week, we're going to take a look at 4 common mindset speed bumps that impact your success journey. Achieving success? It's hard. So don't make it harder by playing out the all too common truth that you tell yourself stories that get in the way of what you really want out of life. Now, don't get me wrong, you don't mean to, and you might not even realize you're doing it. But when you believe your life is a mess, that usually is not the best time to launch your business or step out, quit your job, and take the steps to a new career path. When your life is chaotic, your time is best spent getting that chaos, that foundation of your life under control before taking on those really big goals, dreams, and aspirations. Now, does that mean everything has to be perfectly in order and alignment before you can pursue your big, hairy, audacious goals and dreams? Absolutely not. But if things feel like a red-hot mess right now, it's best to clean that closet a bit and straighten things out first. So, let's throw open the door of that mindset closet. You know, the one stuffed with all the excuses, imposter syndrome stories, and other mental speed bumps to success. Pull them all out of the recesses of that dream-crushing closet you've got them stuffed into and expose them for what they are. I've heard all of these and more from my clients, and don't get me wrong, I've probably told myself similar ones over my 3-decade career as a technologist, business owner, and corporate executive. Some of these might resonate with you and others maybe not. And you likely have a few of your own as well. But if any of these feel familiar to you, I trust some of these lessons learned may be helpful as well. Let's start with one of the biggest ones first. I'm not blank enough. Fill in the blank. These are the words I hear or have personally felt most often in this sentence. I'm not ready enough. I'm not expert enough. Or smart enough, talented, experienced, original, or good enough. It's so easy to feel you don't measure up in so many ways. We touched on these during the imposter syndrome chat from my vlog on September 10th. You pick a relevant or even fictional standard that you feel that you must achieve, a standard that nobody else in their right mind would hold you to, a standard that causes paralyzing inaction. Before you know it, you've hopelessly distanced yourself from achieving your objectives with this toxic, self-sabotaging assumption after assumption after assumption. But here's the thing. You are enough. As is. Absolutely work to keep making the is better, but stop underestimating the strengths that you already have. So, work on your mindset, your mental health. Everyone has an Achilles heel, a glitch in your mindset that limits your ability to enjoy life to the fullest and makes it sometimes difficult to get unstuck. It might be anxiety related to interacting with strangers, or being an introvert, or fear of failure, or excessive perfectionism. But don't worry if you're feeling stuck. Don't stress if you've forgotten how to dream. In order to succeed, you need a solid outlet, a foundation to work from. My Kickstart program can help you with that mindset if you're interested. Please note, this is extremely important. If what you are struggling with feels more than just a mindset reset. I encourage you to reach out to a mental health professional to get the help that you need. Number 2 of our speed bumps. I can't afford the investment in time or money. Actually, I bet you can. The concept of affordability all comes down to priorities. With a fixed pool of income, resources, of course, you can only afford to spend it in so many ways, but if that thing you're not investing in could contribute to your success, you must make it a priority, and something else needs to be labeled as unaffordable. As in, I can't afford to spend time or money on that anymore. I have a more important priority now. Don't ask if you can afford it. Ask what else must go so that you can. So, get control of your financial situation. Can you pay your bills on time consistently? Is there enough money left over each month to pursue your number 1 priority? You need to take action to ensure your financial house is in order before you make a huge life pivot. And that includes changes in both your money and your mindset. Here's a big one. Speed bump, someday. If you've ever said, someday I'm going to write a book, or someday I'm going to open that business, someday I'm going to get into real estate, or someday I'm going to do this for my family, etc., etc., etc. The challenge of saying someday is that you haven't set a specific goal. And I'm sure you will nod in violent agreement with this next statement. Too often, someday turns into never. Someday is a catch-all concept. It's that messy, closet-jamming, packed with all the excuses that we unknowingly concoct that cause us to put off our dreams and our aspirations. It's an easy throwaway comment, one that we can deflect, making a tangible commitment to our dreams to another time in the future. It's by far one of the most common excuses people make when talking about pursuing their dreams and their passions. So I say, hogwash to your someday claim. As much as you might argue with me about the reality of your someday dreams, I ask you this. When exactly is someday in the future? Do you mean in the next 5 minutes? Or do you mean in the future, in the next 5 years? When? Take just one someday and convert it to today. The benefits of actually setting a specific date to do something is that you consciously can now begin the process of putting together an action plan to achieve that goal. Last but not least, I'd like to, but... ... This one is kind of interwoven. It's related to someday. Challenges, yet it's limiting in its own little devious way. So it's not someday. It's a little bit different. In this case, you create very specific blocks for yourself. And they're buoyed up by your misleading sense of practicality. You'd like to, but, and then you can insert some barrier that feels real, but is kind of just really an excuse. Did you know that the appeal of a huge new project, starting something brand new, is the fact that it's a distraction from the uncomfortable stuff you might be facing right now? When your life is a wreck, it can be tempting to go all in on an outrageous new goal. But if you can't manage the little things, you aren't in a position to handle the big things right now. If you're struggling to pay bills or stay ahead of your job responsibilities, you are probably not in the best position to tackle something really spectacular, no matter how amazing your dream may be. You'll be happier and ultimately more successful if you can master those day-to-day issues of life first. So, next time you catch yourself saying, I'd like to, but, to something that could help you succeed, try this instead. I'm going to, so, rather than, I'd like to, but say I'm going to so. So I'd like to, but I have to save some money first. You would say, I'd like to, but you're going to say, I'm going to save money now so that I can. Get the gist of it? You'll naturally switch into BHAG busting mode. BHAG being, that big, hairy, audacious goal busting mode. If you're struggling to get past these 4 common speed bumps I just talked about, and could use a framework for success, a mindset reset, my Kickstart Your Comeback course just might be the ticket to overcoming these 4 speed bumps to success. You can check it out by using the link in this post. This week, yes, listen up, this week I'm challenging you. If you're going to do it, you have to say when you are going to start it. You don't have to do the whole thing, just set a date to do it, to start it. What is one action you can take this week to get there? Claim it in the comment thread below, tag me, and use the hashtag Kickstart. I'm looking forward to seeing what y'all have to say about what you're going to do this week. And I'll see you next Friday.